to Puerto Rico. 3-2 pitch and a rise, skies it again. Backing up is the shortstop Genda, and he's got it for the second out. After
Yamamoto nods his head to him. Guys shouldn't be able to do that.
Suarez takes a strike. A high one at that. And Suarez did not in Germany, respectively. On the ground to third is grabbed by Okamoto. Rest of the side retired in order, but it was Ronald Acuna Jr. getting things started and staking Ranger Suarez to a lead in his second WBC, hoping to get Venezuela somewhere it hasn't been in 17 years. He's 5 for 9 with a couple of homers, including a grand slam against Chinese Taipei. With a breaking ball, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike for Ranger.
Rangers changeup is a key for him. He sinks the ball excellent. The changeup and the cutter, can he get those over the plate? Can he make these Japanese hitters?
2-1 pitch. Otani golfs it into right field. And the leadoff men have made an impact, to say the least. We're tied.
I see what you did there, and I'm going to one-up you. I got 3 MVPs. You only have 1. What a start. Are you kidding me, Adam?
That is unreal. Sato fouls it off his leg.
Wow. There are no words how good that guy is.
You could not have asked for a cooler start in this.
It's hard to do that at the leading off the game.
Called strike 3. Well-placed sinker by Suarez. Sato doesn't like the call, and there's one down. The most important players in this game, both doing their jobs in the leadoff spot. Here's Suzuki. Take ball 1 inside. Sure, that was a big deal. 150-plus games as Salvador Perez talks with Ranger Suarez. Sure they're on the same page.
They're in right field when they catch this ball. By the way, Adam, we've done 3 games, you and I, in this WBC. We've had 4 leadoff homers in these 3 games.
Lucas. I think we have 5, don't we? Eaton as well for Great Britain.
Ramirez, and then the 2 tonight. 4 in 3 games is pretty good.
That's right, yeah.
And Aaron Judge was the second.
Oh, that's right. You've into account. A 3-1 pitch to Suzuki is fouled back, especially considering the pitch limits and how important it is to get ahead. Suarez.
That is the most emotion I think I've ever seen out of Shohei and the whole Japanese team. They jumped over the railing or on the field.
Suzuki takes that changeup, such an important pitch for Suarez. His 4th season. Lefty in this lineup takes a strike on the inner corner. There are 5 lefties in Australia. He bounces one up the line foul, and it's 0-2. At a monster WBC. Inside on a slider, it's 1-2. This is the 6th WBC going back to 2006.
We talked about Luis Suarez and what he does when he puts on the Venezuela uniform. Yoshida is that guy for Japan. Red Sox won back on. That's how good he's been in the WBC.
Only averaged about 19 homers a year in the big leagues, but yeah, these emotions, these heightened stakes seem to lift these guys up a little bit as this tournament goes.
Nasty slider there from Ranger Suarez. Drops down a little bit, gets a little more horizontal action on that slider. You see Yoshida way out in front.
Kazuma Okamoto is on a 4-year deal with Toronto. He's going to join the Blue Jays this year after 11 years with the Yomiuri Giants. Okamoto will take a nice curveball, backdoor breaking ball for a strike. This is a power hitter who dealt with an elbow injury last year and still had an OPS over 1,000. Major power hitter in the middle of this lineup. There goes the runner, pitches down and away, throw down to second base, not in time. Now, immediately,
Goes first move, gets a great jump, and an unbelievable throw by Salvador Perez. Now, the thing is, if Tovar stays on him, he's obviously going to be out. And the last thing on earth we want to see is somebody hurt. But what a jump and a better throw. I think he's out, but if Tovar stays with him, he's clearly out. He slid past the base. This is the angle. He kind of checked up. He's out.
Of Suzuki prior to him reaching the bag and eventually sliding past it. This is a concern now for Team Japan.
And he's playing center field for him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Shohei Otani said sayonara. Interesting way for the leadoff man to say hello in this WBC. His Dodgers teammate Otani picks him up to tie it with a solo shot of his own. The concern right now, though, for Team Japan this game, Suzuki going headfirst into second base trying to steal the bag. Gets thrown out by Sal Perez. And 25-year-old who will get the opportunity now in center field. A very important part of this Japanese defense. They have a very deep bench. He's got a power back. Japanese team, as AJ talked about in the open.
I know they weren't going to play without a center fielder. It just took them a little longer out of to figure out who it was going to be.
Exactly. In to lead off the Venezuelan second. And take a strike down the pipe on a slider.
Those numbers make no sense. They just don't make any sense. As good as Yamamoto is, you think no one would have numbers like that against him.
And Tovar with a charge into one to center, and this one is off the base of the wall. Tovar stays hot. That's why he's in the line. Pipe on the slider and then drills this to center.
This is why he's in the lineup. You said it, Adam. And sometimes the numbers don't make sense. You just see somebody really well. After the first pitch slider, he gets a fastball out over the plate. It just missed.
Here in the second for Gleyber Torres, the all-star with the Tigers.
This game has all the makings for a classic, Adam. I know we're only in the second inning. One thing Gleyber Torres will not do, if you've watched his career in the big leagues, he doesn't chase a whole lot. He is one of the hardest guys to get to chase out of the zone.
Time Golden Glove winner in the Pacific League is Wakatsuki behind the plate for Yamamoto. Torres takes another one, so he's looked at all four, and it's 2-2. Japanese baseball career prior to Major League Baseball. 2-2 pitch to Torres. Hard to left field. Yoshida turns around and watches it go off the top of the fence. That'll score a run, and Venezuela regains the lead. I don't know. Jay waited for his pitch.
And then he got a mistake. This was a mistake. It was a splitter that was up and in, not where Yamamoto wanted it, and he misses a home run by inches. The fans behind the left field wall were hoping it would get up, but
back-to-back doubles to start the inning. And a breaking ball drops in on Wilyer Abreu, another Boston Red Sox. Typically takes a big cut of that diving splitter.
That's the first splitter that Yamamoto has thrown. That is the typical Yamamoto split finger that we have seen with him with the Dodgers. First one that was down, first one that dove away from the lefty.
Abreu takes it just off the plate, 1-2. Bouncing ball, right side, and foul.
How about that as your hitting coach, Miguel Cabrera? First ballot Hall of Famer, Triple Crown winner. I thought it was hilarious when Omar Lopez, we asked him about Miggy today.
Is locked in. Play at second base, and diving back in is Torres. So the shortstop Genda, who is one of the best defensive players at any position in Japan, sneaking behind Abreu.
It's the old daylight play. They almost got him, Torres.
Breaking ball drops outside. Abreu, a platoon guy, really. He hits right-handers 60 points better than left-handers. Waits for a 2-2. 3-2.
Now it gets interesting if you're Yamamoto. I don't think he's going to throw him a fastball here. He wants to get the punch out right here. He doesn't want.
It's a missing with a curveball high and a walk from Yamamoto. His first. The first three batters for Venezuela have reached in the second. A run already across. And as you said, the future Hall of Famer Salvador Perez is hitting 8th in this lineup. He'll stand in against Yoshinobu.
sacrifice bunts Salvador Perez has in his career, but I don't think it's very many. And when you have this guy, your captain, a Hall of Fame catcher hitting 8, that shows you the depth.
Flies one out towards right field. Coming in quickly is Sato. Can play multiple positions for Japan. He makes the grab for the first out. A much needed one for Yamamoto here in the sacrifice.
I didn't think there was
Salvador Perez's 14-year, 1,700 game major league career. Jackson Chourio, the Milwaukee Brewers. He takes a breaking ball strike. He does have a home run against Yamamoto. Players and younger players. Chourio just turned 22 on Wednesday. Taps it foul, 0-2. That's how old Sal Perez had again of a hitter, 0-2. Trying to put away Chourio. Lays off a high fastball.
Interesting to me with Yamamoto, and this is the way he also kind of pitches when he does not throw a lot of fastballs, especially when it gets hit the way Acuna hit the fastball.
There's the fastball. He gets a swing and miss on it for a strikeout. His first tonight.
Yanked this, and Chourio was late, thinking the same thing I was talking about. Man, he's not going to challenge me with a heater, and he beat him.
Up with 2 on and 2 out, and he'll take ball 1. And that pitch count for Yamamoto. Close pitch. It's in there for a strike. Play at second again. They have been trying to get Torres, and this time it was the second baseman, Maki, who came over. Suarez back in safe again. Ball and a strike. Acuna, check swing roller to the right side. Maki. Venezuela's got the lead, firing up their hitting coach, the legend Miguel Cabrera. Lead after Team Venezuela's offense puts up a run in the first and the second. Acuna homer and Otani homer. Okamoto back in, swings and lines a shot to center field. Jackson Chourio is right there. That'll be the first out on one. Taka Murakami. Now in the American League, signed a 2-year deal with the Chicago White Sox in the WBC. Had a huge home run against the United States in the finals 3 years ago. Part of that victory for the Japanese.
Can he cut that down a little bit and still keep his power?
Waves and misses. There's that slider tailing away. Classic challenge. Download the Fox Sports app right now and enter for free for a shot to win your share of $20,000 in total cash prizes. You can see the Fox Sports app for details. Straight first pitch strikes dealt by Ranger Suarez. Swing and miss. That time to change up and a chance for a 1-2-3 second.
In a shutdown inning if he gets his third out. His team scored it.
Oh, the Venezuelan fans wanted that one. Close change. Another chance for Maki, the MVP of the All-Star game in Japan a couple of years ago. Goes down
this game against Otani.
Well, we'll see what's the situation of Otani. Otani can hit the ball again like that again, especially with runners on base. We'll see what happens.
A lot of names that have a lot of experience, both playing and managing and coaching. Michael Garcia strokes one out to left field. Yoshida ranging back at the wall. It's off the fence again. And the Venezuelans are teeing off another.
He's looking up at the scoreboard going, I am not used to this. Every time they throw a fastball, or he throws a fastball or makes a small mistake, that's a fastball, and it's a strike, and
Okamoto comes in at third, as does the first baseman Murakami.
And Adam, can I just say, if you haven't been to one of the...
As we said, this is the 6th tournament. Nice curve for a strike there. 1-1 to Arise. It is pulled foul, 1-2. USA, Dominican Republic tomorrow night with Paul Skeens, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, Netherlands, and Israel. 2-strike pitch to Arise, and he leans out of the way, 2-2.
We were talking about, okay, I see you, pal. Nothing malice in that, but just a little, I see you.
Little wake-up call slightly for Arise. On a 2-2 pitch. And he fights off a breaking ball.
I talked about this before the game on the field, but is going to be one of the great matchups of all time of any game.
3-2 on a rise. Just the amount of all-star two rosters. That's why there was such a buzz around the WBC. And there's buzz in the building for a 3-2.
Man, if I had to bet, okay. Runner on second, nobody out. If I had to take one guy in Major League Baseball to try to get him over, I would take Luis Suarez. Yamamoto is
bouncing ball to the right side. Maki has it. That'll move the runner over. And on the 49th pitch for Yamamoto, he records his 7th out.
Saying, let's go. I did my job. Why? He moved him over to third for Suarez. Watch him. He is so... Most people would be, oh, man, I didn't get a hit. But instead, little...
Final contest. Leash not much longer now. Suarez waves at a breaking ball. It's nothing. It's at third with one out. Suarez susceptible to the strikeout in his major league career. Goes down swinging here on that splitter and almost fell over.
Another split down and in. Suarez loses his balance right there. Tough at bat. But now Yamamoto's got to face his nemesis.
This year, just 24 years of age. From Maracay, Venezuela. Grew up rolling up socks into balls so that he and his family could play baseball in the middle of the street. Rounds one foul, 1-1. So many stories like that. 8.5 later, here they are representing their country on the biggest international baseball stage. Runner at third, 2 out. Tovar goes chasing. That is something he does do often. Tovar protects the plate and grounds it foul.
One of those slow curveballs. I feel like Tovar would chase.
Another 1-2. Those fans as well. It's a wonderful atmosphere as we hit the bottom of the third. And Soshie Genda, an excellent defensive shortstop, one of the best to ever play baseball in Japan, a 9-year professional for the Seibu Lions. Starts off the...
But he can sink that ball, keep it on the ground, and then he throws the changeup right off of it, which gets the swing and miss.
He floats a slider. Just lands out. It's got some swings and misses on it, too. Back to a fastball, and it's foul. Many in Tokyo have risen with the sun to watch this game, prepare for it. Japan tries to go 6 for 6 to the semifinals. Been to the semis in every tournament so far. No. And he draws a walk. Second walk issued by Suarez, and the leadoff man is aboard here in the third for Japan.
Ball a little bit, but with Shohei hitting behind him, I don't know that you do that because then you open it up to where they can just intentionally walk Shohei.
Wakatsuki does show bunt. The Japanese catcher Hirokazu Ibata through his interpreter Shingo Ori was, we would like to slug a little bit if possible. But we have a lineup that's built for it.
He did that with Shohei.
Exactly.
Yeah, my amigo, Johan Santana. 2 Cy Youngs. One of my all-time favorite teammates, just always happy. What a pitcher.
After the conference, after Wakatsuki showed bunt, he does it again and lays down a beauty. That is beautiful, fundamental Japanese baseball that moves the man in Genda into Chinowa.
No chance he was going to. No chance he was going to get the hit right there, and that's why I questioned whether they would bunt right there, and they did. And now Shohei's telling the Venezuelans, "Hey, give me a chance, guys.
Why wouldn't you give me a shot? Did I do something wrong?" Now 2 aboard for Sato. He swings at the first Suarez offering. This is a power hitter, in fact, debut. He just turned 27 years old yesterday. 40th Suarez pitch is fouled away. Communicating with the bullpen. we said, it's been a very good run overall for the pitching staff of Venezuela. 2 on, 1 out, 3rd inning. And
Lizardo looks like he's up.
Pitched a couple of times in the tournament already. Sato will take one in the dirt. Suarez is able to knock it down. 5-time gold.
It might be done for him. It's been some high stress.
Sato lines one, fair down the right field line. Gendo will come around and score all the way into the corner for Acuna. Otani will stop at third base. An RBI double. And the stress only continues, AJ, for Suarez.
More stressful, a little slider. It does not get away. It stays inside, and Sato waffles this ball down the right field.
He came in for the injured Seiya Suzuki, playing in center field. Just 25 years of age, just 1 for 6 in the tournament, but a guy that has home run power.
He's thrown a few good sliders, but that changeup, which we've come to know him for, he has not been able to command at all.
Morishita bounces it foul, 1-1. Hits and games played, durable one. It's Morishita taken outside in that change. There's another one of those changeups that really hasn't sailed where Suarez hopped up by Morishita. Get out of play, and it's 2-2. Off the plate nor in the field with Morishita. Infield takes a step back on a 2-2. And he lifts one deep to left field. Abreu ranging back. This ball is gone! And Japan takes the lead. Off the bench, Morishita delivers. Yoshida takes a strike. Every young kid. Ground ball off the bat of Yoshida, picked up by Torres, and there's the second out of the 3rd inning.
A bad changeup. I just kept talking about the changeup. That's a bad changeup. He wants it down and away. Japanese bench knew it was a home run. Watch him.
That'll do it for Ranger Suarez. Past 50 pitches, cannot get out of the 3rd. Great